a year ago, and I'm going to keep talking about this because this pisses me off beyond belief. A year ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, we were praising all of our healthcare workers. And we were saying what angels they were. Angels taking care of our families, angels. And I had them for 60 straight days. I had healthcare workers on my show. 60 straight shows, I had a healthcare worker from Eskenazi Health. And I did it because one of my college teammates, Brian Sloan, is a doctor. Brian Sloan was telling me how hard nurses, how hard janitorial staff, supply people are working during a pandemic where everybody's frightened. So I had people on my show. I had nurses. I had all these folks on my show, healthcare workers, and we celebrated them for 60 straight days. And people came out of the woodwork to say, oh my God, this is the greatest. Oh my God, I can't believe these people. Let me give you a couple of things real quick. One was so many of the healthcare workers had to stay in their garage, change in their garage, put a robe on in their garage to walk in their house naked with a robe on, men and women, because they didn't want to bring their work clothes into the house to potentially infect their people, their children, their house, whoever was there. These people work tirelessly. These people in the healthcare industry, they went out of their way for you. People were dying without family. Who comforted them? Healthcare workers. Who cleaned? Healthcare workers. And it drives me absolute batshit crazy that we are now firing these same people because they're not getting a mandatory vaccine. It makes me nuts. Look, I'm not going to get into the whole vax or unvax, but I know this: these people survived COVID when there was no vaccine. At some point, we have to put some stock in the people's performance. And our healthcare workers, at least in Indiana, and I gotta believe Indiana was representative of most across the country, if not all across the country, were, quote, angels. Angels is what they were. You're our angels. Healthcare workers live here were signs in front of houses. People left food at people's houses. These folks transported people from their house that were sick. They sat with them. They went extra. They went above and beyond anything that normal workers would do. And now, guess what? Now they're out because of a mandate. That sucks. We need to sack up. We need to understand that healthcare workers may know more about it. They may have a difference of opinion on what is actual and what is not actual with the vaccine. Some choose not to take it, but let me tell you something. These folks use precaution at a time when we did not have a damn vaccine. And not only did they survive, they thrived, and now we're firing them, and I think it's complete bullshit. I think the same thing about our military. I think it's complete bullshit. You got people that have been through basic training, people who are inherently great, not good, great. And we're going to fire them because most people, most doctors will tell you now there's not enough information. I'm vaxxed. I'm not anti-vax, not even a little bit. My kids are vaxxed, but I'm also for people making their own choices. And this stuff makes me batshit crazy, particularly in the healthcare industry, because I think most of us understand now the money being made by the healthcare industry, not only the people that big pharma that are producing vaccines, but the hospitals that instead of having the flu, you check COVID. Instead of somebody coming in with COVID, came in with something else, a broken arm, but has COVID, and now you get more money because of it. Hey, look, you want to make zillions of dollars off of other people's misery, that's your prerogative. You know what? It's almost the American way. But don't fire people that are actually doing good. Don't fire people that are in the trenches. Don't fire people that are sitting there working extra to help humanity. It's bullshit. You know, in Indiana, I saw a thing, I'm sure it's not true, but in Indiana, I saw a thing where no flu deaths last year. Now, I'm sure somebody's going to show this to me, but I saw it on the news, so it's got to be the truth. First year ever, no flu deaths. Really? Interesting. Maybe it was 2 years ago. I saw it on Channel 59, the Fox station. Really? So this is all on the up and up? Nobody died of the flu for the first time ever? Bullshit. Hey, guys say on the YouTube chat, my son is a vaccinated soldier. Your son is a freaking awesome dude, man. Awesome. That's awesome. He got more balls in his wherever than I got ever. I wish I had gone to basic training. I wish that I was forced to do that. Here's from Doug. My wife, who's a nurse, has worked in the trenches throughout this idiocy. She chose not to get the emergency therapeutics and stood up to a large hospital chain. Stand up or prepare to kneel. Just telling you. Insane to me. It's insanity. At some point, common sense has to prevail. At some point, common sense and decency has to prevail in our society, not wild claims. It's insane to me. Yeah, social distancing stopped the flu. Sure it did. Of course it did. And being locked down in your house stopped COVID. Of course. We all believe that. What is it, 0.02%? Is that what it was, being locked down? You know, anybody that paid any attention knew that lockdowns were going to have far more psychological problems. Not having kids in school, we're going to have psychological impacts far worse than COVID, where for a little kid, a group that is 99.999999999% safe from it. And I'm not anti anything. I just read and make my own evaluation. If you don't like my evaluation, there's plenty other places to watch, but this is complete horse shit.